We're at the Scan Performance event up here in Bolton, and with me is Richard from NVIDIA. Richard, welcome to Hexus TV.
Hi, how you doing?
Hey, not bad, thank you very much. So, tell us, what is NVIDIA doing here today?
We have a number of reasons why we're here today. One of them is to show off our 3D stereo, which has been very successful. Once you've played 3D, you're never going to go back to 2D. It's fantastic. We're here because Scan are really promoting gaming, which is something that we're obviously, being NVIDIA, we're really interested in. We're also pushing certain key products here today, GTX 260s, GTX 295, 285, showing people what performance is all about, how to upgrade your PC, how to get the most out of your NVIDIA graphics card, how fast you can actually run your PC when you overclock it. So it's a great event. It seems to be really well attended. Everybody's having a good time.
So basically you're doing a bit of everything really that's key to NVIDIA.
Yeah, absolutely. This is the kind of event we like to get involved in, to really kind of try and get as close to the customers, get customer feedback, talk about all the products that we have out there at the moment, talk about SLI, that kind of thing, and try and educate people about CUDA and what we're trying to do with on the compute side of things, as well as just gaming. So yeah, these kind of events are really important to us.
Okay, so you mentioned CUDA just then. What exactly is CUDA? Because I have asked the question a few times and there seems to have been a little bit of woolliness about what exactly CUDA means. So could you give us a definitive, brief answer as to what CUDA is?
Well, CUDA is our environment for compute. So CUDA enables software guys to write code that runs on the GPU. And as you all know, the GPU is much faster than the CPU, particularly executing serial type code, which is things like video and sound, that kind of thing. So CUDA enables the software guys to access the GPU and to get the most out of it. And really that's the future. The GPU is where the action is inside a PC. And we try and obviously encourage people to spend as much on the GPU rather than the CPU, because the CPU's it's pretty old. It's pretty old and pretty lame these days. So we want people to put their money where it really makes a difference, which is the GPU. CPU doesn't really make much difference these days. You can have a $50 CPU or a $500 CPU. It's still going to run your games at the same speed. Whereas what we're saying is take that $450 saving, buy a nice GTX 295 and enjoy life.
Okay, so there you go, so you have that. And I've got to ask you now, you mentioned also 3D. Now, we've seen 3D before, because Zalman brought out a 3D monitor, which I think had to run with an NVIDIA card, because that's what the drivers were for. But what's your 3D? That's not dependent on the monitor, is that right?
Well, it is dependent on the monitor from a certain aspect, because what we do need is 120 Hz refresh, but we don't have anything special other than the refresh rate. What we do is we use a system that each eye sees a different frame, and we're therefore able to give a 3D image. It's crystal clear and is very deep and very realistic. As you can probably see from some of the expressions that you'll see in people's faces, once they've tried it, they really, really love it, and it's very addictive. So once you've been playing Left 4 Dead in 3D and you're wiping the blood off your face, you don't want to go back to 2D. And it's great because it does need some fairly decent GPU to really get the best out of it. So it's good for the industry to have something new, exciting, something that you can virtually touch, and it's really capturing everybody's imagination. 3D's on everybody's lips, and it's only from us.
Okay, so you say it's only from you. In the cinema, we've had InTrue 3D, which I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, is an Intel-sponsored form of 3D, which uses polarised light. Is that similar to what you do, or is yours a shuttering system? Yeah,
ours is a shuttering system, and when I refer to only on NVIDIA's real focus is actually on the gaming side, because that's what we're good at. So what we've done is we've profiled over 350 games. They're all now 3D compatible. It's the drivers, it's absolutely fantastic. It's very solid. It works straight out of the box. There's nothing you really have to do that's difficult. And you've got all your games that you used to enjoy playing. They'll now play in 3D. It's like playing them a game twice. So you get massive value for money because you can play your games in 3D, the ones that you really like. So I've tried it on Pac-Man, and it's great. That's my age group.
Pac-Man in 3D?
Yeah.
Okay, and just finally, for the layman, if I wanted to buy super high-end, never going to have to worry really about upgrading for the next 18 months or so, and also I'm on a budget, so what will I buy? Can you give me the two cards that I should be looking at from you guys?
I think if you're on a budget, the very best you can get right now is a GTX 260, and there's two flavours of GTX 260. If you go for the 192 core, you can pick that up at a very, very good price. I think price performance, that one's outstanding. If you're looking for keeping, in terms of investment protection for future, really the GTX 295 is the bee's knees. But it's a Ferrari. It it is the very best, and so it's not it's not as cheap obviously as a GTX 260. You just got to pay your money and take your take your card really. But yeah, GTX 260 I think is probably the sweet spot right now.
So there we go. So there we have it. Richard, thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
Cheers for coming on HSTV. Check back soon for more on HSTV from the Scan Performance event at Bolton.